one of California's largest oil producers, but now Chevron says it will soon move its headquarters out of the Golden State, specifically relocating from this facility in the Northern California city of San Ramon to Houston, Texas. In a statement, Chevron's saying the move will allow company executives to, quote, co-locate with other senior leaders and enable better collaboration and engagement with executives, employees, and business partners. While
California's governor didn't say the words outright, but his actions made it clear. The state's leadership misjudged the pace, scale, and consequences of overlapping crises. Now, as costs surge and systems strain, Californians are paying for decisions made without a realistic backup plan. What an admission really looks like. In politics, admissions rarely come as confessions. They come as reversals, emergency orders, delays, and quiet walkbacks. Over the past year, California's leadership has taken a series of reactive steps that reveal a deeper truth. The state did not anticipate how fast multiple pressures would collide or how little room for error would remain once they did. Governor Gavin Newsom has publicly defended the state's direction. But behind the scenes and increasingly in public actions, the message is clear. This unfolded faster than expected, and the consequences are now unavoidable. The misjudgment timing, not intent. California's policy challenges are not rooted in a single bad idea. They stem from timing failures. Leadership assumed demand would decline faster than supply. New systems would scale before old ones disappeared. Revenues would remain stable during transitions. Local governments could absorb shocks. None of that happened. Instead, infrastructure exited faster than alternatives arrived. Costs rose before relief materialized. Revenues declined just as obligations peaked. That gap between expectation and reality is the admission. System 1 energy policy moved faster than capacity. California accelerated its energy transition under the assumption that reliability would hold. What leadership did not fully account for? The permanence of refinery closures, the lack of pipeline redundancy, the fragility of import-dependent supply, the lag time for grid upgrades. Once critical energy infrastructure shuts down, it does not restart on demand. The state has, since, issued emergency flexibility measures, adjusted regulatory timelines, quietly softened enforcement. Those are not confidence moves. They are course corrections. System 2 housing policy ignored second-order effects. Housing reforms were designed to increase affordability and protect renters, but policymakers underestimated the cumulative impact of rent caps layered over rising costs, insurance market withdrawals, maintenance and compliance mandates, financing constraints. Small landlords began exiting. New construction slowed, supply tightened. The response? Delays, clarifications, carve-outs, reinterpretations. Again, not because the goal changed, but because the outcome diverged from the forecast. System 3, local governments, became collateral damage. State leaders assumed cities and counties could adapt. Instead, many lost. Casino and gaming revenue, fuel and sales tax income, commercial property stability, transaction-based funding. As revenues fell, costs did not. Local governments cut services, froze hiring, and deferred maintenance. Some quietly approached the state for relief. The state's response has been selective, temporary, and cautious. Another signal that leadership did not anticipate the breadth of impact, the budget where the admission becomes visible. California's budget tells the story more honestly than speeches. Recent cycles show faster than expected revenue volatility, reliance on reserves earlier than planned, one-time fixes replacing long-term funding, programs delayed, scaled back, or restructured. Budget adjustments are admissions in numeric form. They reflect a state recalibrating in real time because projections missed the mark. Why the governor can't say this out loud? No governor can publicly say, "We didn't see this coming." Doing so would undermine confidence, spook investors and businesses, accelerate outmigration, deepen fiscal instability. So the admission comes indirectly, through emergency declarations, through softened enforcement, through revised timelines, through temporary measures that keep extending. The language stays optimistic. The actions tell a different story. Who pays for a misread system? When leaders misjudge timing, the public absorbs the cost. Californians now face higher energy prices, higher housing costs, reduced local services, increased fees and assessments, greater economic uncertainty. None of these are isolated failures. They are the downstream cost of policies colliding faster than planned. Why this feels different from past crises. California has faced crises before recessions, energy shortages, housing downturns. What makes this moment different is concurrency. Multiple systems are stressed at once. Housing, energy, local finance, state budget, infrastructure. When crises overlap, traditional fixes stop working. That is when leadership realizes it is reacting, not steering. The quiet shift in strategy. Watch what the state is doing now, not saying. Slowing implementation. Allowing exceptions. Emphasizing flexibility. Reframing timelines. These are signals of recalibration. They are also acknowledgments that the original path underestimated resistance, cost, and complexity. What comes next? Fewer choices? Harder trade-offs. California now faces constrained options. Slow adjustments to avoid shocks. Selective rollbacks with political cost. Continued emergency management. Acceptance of higher baseline costs. None restore the original vision cleanly. The state is no longer choosing between good options, only between less bad ones. Why this matters? Long term. Admissions matter because they shape the next decade. If leadership learns from timing errors, policies may become more sequenced. Transitions may regain stability. Public trust may recover. If not, costs continue shifting downward. Middle-income residents leave. Systems hollow out quietly. The difference lies not in intent, but in realism. The price of misreading the moment. Governor Newsom did not stand at a podium and admit failure. He didn't need to. The emergency adjustments, the budget pivots, and the softened timelines already said it. The state moved faster than its systems could handle. Now, Californians are paying the price not all at once, but everywhere. And in governance, the most expensive mistakes are not the ones made in bad faith, but the ones made by underestimating reality.